All right, hey guys, Jason here. We're up here. It is a beautiful Sunday. We're up at Metter Ford, one of my favorite Ford dealers here. Today, what we're going to talk about is the fear of maintenance, the reality of it. I got some numbers for different vehicles, but it is something we need to consider today, especially when you're buying it. If you want to keep, if you don't want it in warranty, that's your choice. I'm not going to do that. I've talked about many videos on there. It's up to you. I will never own a vehicle outside of warranty today. None whatsoever. Factory extended warranty, mandatory. But let's say, for example, you were to buy something and you bought this F-150 Lariat and a power boost option and the FX4 option. Beautiful truck. What are we coming in at? Like 80 grand or something? I'm curious. Like I said, they were very proud of these trucks. $76,000, so basically almost $80,000 truck. Very nice truck, don't get me wrong, gorgeous setup. But when it comes to the maintenance costs on these vehicles today, all of them, all brands, they have some pretty significant costs. So if you're buying something like this, I think you're smart to be thinking about buying it where you're gonna buy it, own it while it's in warranty, and then get rid of it before it gets out of warranty. Let it become somebody else's problem. Why? What are we looking at? Well, let's give you some numbers here. Let's just run through a few of them. So, but these are things that we know, that we see. Now, I'm not taking the time to go pull them all up online again and see them. I've talked about them in other videos, and somewhere throughout all my news feeds and things like this, I have shown these and shown them to you. So they're out there. If you want to go dig through it and try and prove it or verify it, it's out there. I've done it in video form, but it's not I'm not going to go dig it up for you. So you're going to take my word for it or not, it's up to you. But a transmission, Car Guy Online actually just did this video recently. I've talked about it in a couple other videos, but there was a guy that had a 2024 Tacoma hybrid and he had his transmission go out. The dealer price to replace the transmission, the torque converter, and the hybrid transmission control module, just a module, but the cost of that was $27,500 to replace a transmission in a mid-size truck. To replace the transmission in a mid-size truck was $27,500. Okay, the transmission in my Gladiator, for example, brand new, straight from the factory, is $4,500, and you're looking at about $1,200 to install it. Okay, that's basically coming in at like $5,700, call it $6 grand. They are $21,500 more to do it on a Tacoma hybrid. So this is the reality of things. So you got to, if you're going to buy one, great truck, not taking anything away from it. You're going to get great gas mileage. You're going to have a lot of power. The torque in that thing with that hybrid is very nice. There's a lot of great features to it, not taking anything away from it. But dump it before your warranty's up, or else you're going to pay a significant cost. What about, here's another one for you, okay? Tundras. With all that fiasco that was going on with the Tundras, we have seen a lot of dealer invoices on this stuff, and they've been shown on forums or out there everywhere. And like I said, I've talked about them in videos. To replace the turbocharger on a Tundra, remember, it's twin turbo engine, but to replace the turbo, it was prices at $8,000. Anywhere from $6,500 to $8,000 to replace a turbo on a twin turbo vehicle, twin turbo truck, but basically $8,000 up to $8,000 when a turbo goes out on there. That's a fear of a maintenance cost. If you don't have it under warranty, and I think the highest you can get as far as warranty on a Tundra or on a Toyota, and most cars today, is for a factory warranty is 120,000 miles. You get it for there, and 125,000 miles, even if you had that factory extended warranty, your turbo goes out, you're looking at $8 grand per turbo on there. Let the reality of that sink in. That's insane. That's pretty crazy. And put it into perspective, if you had a 2.7 liter, you got them in a Ford and the Broncos too, but I know for sure in a Chevy, the engine, the crate engine, 2.7 turbo crate motor that comes the wiki that I have in my Colorado is $4,700 for the crate motor. Hey, $4,700. That's pretty crazy. Let the reality of that sink in. The motor on my 3.6, on my Gladiator, which is actually parked somewhere over there, but the motor on that Gladiator, that 3.6 Pentastar for a crate motor, is coming in at $6,600 right now. It was actually on sale a couple months ago for $5,400 you could get it for, but now it's $6,600 MSRP price, and labor on that is $2,300 to have them swap that motor. So that basically means, call it $9 grand, I can have a brand new motor put in my Gladiator, but they want to charge you $8 grand for a turbo. What's the cost of a motor for a Tundra? For a 2024 Tundra, which will also be the same for Sequoia, something like that. We had people that were paying $30,000, $29,000 to have a motor put in into their Tundras. Okay, that's if you were to take it to the dealership and because it needs a new motor, and you put in $29,000. For $29,000, I can buy a brand new Ford Maverick. $29,000, I can almost buy a brand new, I can buy a simple F-150 work truck. If I play my cards right and really deal well, I can get a Chevy 1500 in a work truck form for right about that kind of money, or even a base Gladiator. Let the reality of that sink in, or a Frontier S, even an SV maybe if I play my cards right. So the reality of that number is significant. The Frontiers, well, we're speaking about it. $2,600 to replace the water pump in there. Okay, I got those prices for you just the other day when I did that video on it. I went into Vaden and I went right into their service department and figured out what that number is. And we came in at $2,600, including your coolant, gaskets, everything that you need. $2,600 is not a lot of money. But if you're going to own it, and you're going to own it for a while, or let's say you buy a used one, you go out and you buy a used one, it's got 120,000 miles on it, at any given moment, it could hit you with $2,600. The wet belts, okay, we talk about it a lot. It is now considered a maintenance item for the wet oil pump drive belts that are in a lot of the Ford trucks today, including the 5-liter, including the EcoBoost models. That wet belt will cost you anywhere between $3,600 and $5,000 depending on the model it is, and it has to be replaced at 150,000 miles. Mandatory. Don't replace it, your motor goes. That's a fear of maintenance. If you buy a truck with 80,000 miles on it and you get a good deal, you actually got to put in another $5,000. You got to put in another $5,000 right off the bat just for the wet belt. Okay, that's a big factor. Or if you bought it brand new and you own it and now you got 130,000 miles on it, might be time to start thinking about getting rid of it before you're gonna have to kick in $5,000 more, which gives you no more value in the vehicle. You're not getting more value. It's not like you put brand new tires on it. It doesn't matter, okay? Nobody's gonna care, and most people don't even think about it. So, like I said, it's just a cost that you're gonna have to deal with. It'd be like replacing a head gasket. You know, you don't get extra points because you put a head gasket in it. It actually dings you more than anything, but it's gonna be an issue. Okay, something to consider. So this fear of maintenance is 100% legit. It's a real deal. Looking to see if I got anything else on my list. I think we pretty much covered all of that. And but there's nothing fun about it today. They don't want you to keep these vehicles any longer. They don't want them. They do not want these things making it long in the used world. They want you to buy it new for an astronomical amount of money. They want you to drive it for 5 years, and then they want you to sell it to owner number 2, who still has to pay subscription fees to drive it. They want owner number 2 to get it, and then they want owner number 2 to bring it in 5 times to them for maintenance and expensive repair jobs that have to be done to it while they own it. And then after owner number 2 is done, they want it going straight to the scrapyard. They don't want it sticking around anymore, because then they get owner number 1 and owner number 2 back in to go buy new vehicles again or repeat the process. See what I'm getting at? They don't want them around anymore. It's becoming very much like the RV world. Okay, in the RV world, everybody, they don't tell you this a lot, but many times you have to replace an RV every 10 years. Okay, and it's not that the RV goes bad. It's the fact that many of the RV parks will not let you stay there if you have a 10-year-old vehicle, 10-year-old RV. Okay, they're not letting you even stay there. They don't want it to look riffraffy. They don't want it to look all ghetto-like and beat up and that kind of stuff, so they will not let you stay at their campgrounds if your vehicle is over 10 years old. See, this is a reality. This is what it's getting to. They don't want you to have your vehicle once it hits a certain amount of miles and a certain amount of age. So they price you out of it based on maintenance and requirements. They don't care that it requires $5,000 at 150,000 miles. They don't care that the new engine in that Tundra is $30,000. They don't care. So it's up to you to care or think about it when you're gonna buy one and what it is. And fear of maintenance today is worse than it's ever been. Never in history before have we had these kind of labor rates, these kind of part costs, these kind of problems, these kind of maintenance expectations. None of this has ever existed before. We are in a whole new element. And it's, something that could definitely get you. So something, food for thought for you. Let me know what you're thinking. Put your comments down below. Anything that's jumping through your mind or you're wondering about or you want to add to it, fire away. Thanks for watching.